is going on, super fans? This is Vanilla Soup coming at you with a very special video, and a special idea, in fact. An idea that I think just may be possible. It is Overwatch on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, like, what the crap? That's the most retarded idea I have ever heard. But hear me out on this. So, first I want to talk about, like, why would this even be cool? Why would this be a good idea to bring Overwatch onto the Nintendo Switch? First and foremost, that this console can go anywhere you go. It's that hybrid between the console and the handheld, and I think that's a great idea. I think that would be awesome to have Overwatch on a platform where we could play it, and well, if we have to go get on the train or if we have to go do something, we can bring it with us. And I know what a lot of you are thinking at that point, like, well, what about internet connection? And I'll kind of address that later in the video. But the demand, I feel, would be there. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy playing Overwatch on the Switch. There's a lot of kids, probably in like the early teen era, that may have parents or something that say no Xbox, no PlayStation, because those are mature consoles. Those are for big boys and big girls. And I've seen that happen. I've seen parents put that label on those consoles, but they're totally willing to have their children play on a Nintendo console. Now, is Overwatch necessarily a game for those kids? Again, that's definitely up to their parents, but I would be comfortable with letting, a 12 to 14-year-old boy or girl play this game. I mean, it doesn't have anything obscene in it. But yeah, I feel like there's that niche that hasn't really been covered yet. Also, I would love to play it on. Yeah, I'd love to play it on the Switch. Oh my goodness, I think that'd be awesome. You guys already know I have this game on both the PC and the console, so I really wouldn't mind, because by the time the Switch comes out, maybe Overwatch would be like $30-40 on a platform like Switch. I would be totally comfortable paying for that on a system that I could easily take to like a friend's house and link up with them and play it. Now, is this even possible? I know that idea of like internet connection. Overwatch requires an internet connection to play. There's no story mode, like, unless if you're playing like the training, I guess. I haven't tried to play that without an internet connection, but I'm pretty sure to even get into the game, you have to be logged into the Battle.net servers. So I'm pretty sure all of the game you have to be online for. Now, there's a big elephant in the room when it comes to internet connection, that Overwatch needs an internet connection, but the Nintendo Switch only has Wi-Fi capability. Now, that brings a couple of problems to the table. First of all, how you can't really rely on Wi-Fi for a game like this. Whenever I rely on Wi-Fi, my wireless connection sucks with Overwatch. Like, I will lag out every time. My ping is atrocious. Now, there is a solution for that I've seen be done with like small laptops or PCs that have that same idea of the Wi-Fi only. Now, what people will do is that they'll get an Ethernet to USB converter, and that way you can have a wireless, or you can have a wired connection. Now, I've done that with computers. I don't know if that would work on the Nintendo Switch, because I'm pretty sure that requires drivers you'd have to download. So the Nintendo Switch would have to come up with some sort of support that would allow that. I don't know if Nintendo's even thought about doing that, because I don't think they did that with the Wii U or the Wii. I don't think they've done that with anything. So that'd be pretty difficult to achieve. But still, it's possible. I think it's very possible. Next is the power. I know what a lot of people are thinking when it comes to the power and the processing and the graphics of the Nintendo Switch. Is it possible to run a game like Overwatch? And I want to put my voice out there saying, yes, I do believe it is possible. Number one reasoning for that is because I have a Surface Pro 4 that is an i3 with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that runs Overwatch perfectly fine. Now, that is a computer, that is a PC, just in a tablet form factor, which I think, being that sort of same kind of area to work with processing power, I feel like the Switch would be able to run that perfectly fine as well. Especially when you consider that this is a dedicated gaming device, not necessarily trying to branch out with its other software or its other hardware and figure out, okay, what other features can we include in this. It is just dedicated to video games. So another reason why I think the power would actually be fine. I think it would be able to run this perfectly fine at 720p at 30 frames a second, which is playable. You're not going to be playing competitively on the Nintendo Switch anyways. You would just be playing for fun. Now, there's the competitive mode, which I'm sure people would have a lot of fun with. That's totally fine. But you're not going to be taking the Nintendo Switch to tournaments for Overwatch. That is why we have the PC platform. That is why we stick to that with the competitive scene of Overwatch. I don't suspect Xbox and PlayStation 4 will have a competitive scene for Overwatch for... I don't think they'll have it ever. Like, I just don't. Another trouble probably with the Nintendo Switch supporting Overwatch is that Blizzard would have to support it themselves. Like, I don't know if that's even on Blizzard's mind, if they even have thought about that idea, but I don't think that part is likely. Above all else, I think that's what's gonna snag this idea, is gonna stop this idea, because I think Blizzard, with their history of taking forever to get their games on consoles, I don't think they're going to be too keen for this game to come to a quote-unquote less powerful console at that. Now, Overwatch did release all on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation at the same time, so who knows, this may be something. But another side of that coin is that Nintendo has to be willing too. Nintendo does, like, their only shooter that I would even credit is Splatoon. Splatoon is a very childish game. Don't take that as I don't like that idea. I think it's a very unique twist on the shooter genre. I think it's a very fun game, but I don't necessarily put it in the same leagues as Overwatch or maybe Halo as far as a realistic shooter, and it's not meant to, so that's totally fine. But still, I think Nintendo and Blizzard would both have to get on board and really make this happen, figure out a way to make it work, because I think it would be a good idea. I think it would be a solid piece of gaming on your Nintendo Switch. Again, that's something that would definitely snag that idea out of the realm of possibilities, though. Now, there are some ideas that I think would be pretty crazy, that would be unique to the Nintendo Switch, that would add incentives to get people to buy on the Nintendo Switch. First of all, being Amiibo. People love their Amiibo. I have my Amiibo collection. I know they're just insanely popular to buy a game and have an Amiibo that goes along with it. Now, Overwatch Amiibo would just be amazing. I would love to have a Soldier 76 that could transfer from in between devices. But I don't know the practicality of that. I don't know. Maybe it's like a preloaded skin. So when you go to a friend's house, you have your Soldier 76 that has the commando skin already preloaded on and attached to that Amiibo. So you take it to your friend's house. You don't have to sign in to anything. You just have that skin. And when you leave, maybe they don't have that skin accessible anymore. That would be cool. I think that'd be a great idea. But I think that's the only real thing that comes to mind as practicality. But let's face it, Blizzard and Nintendo both are great at coming up with ideas with those. So I think that would be very possible, and there's some other features that can come along with that. Another idea that I think would be great incentive to get it on the Switch, maybe not necessarily the game itself, but what the realm of possibilities, what that can bring to the realm of possibilities. And that is maybe we can even get Overwatch characters in Super Smash Brothers when Smash 5 comes out eventually. I think that'd be insane. Soldier 76 fighting Mario would be a fantastic idea. Or maybe Genji. But I think Genji might be a little bit more practical. But I mean, Soldier 76 or Tracer, those are kind of like the poster childs of Overwatch, so people would recognize that. But it would just be interesting to see how their guns and how their abilities come into play. I think that would add a whole new element to Smash. I think that would be a great idea. The only problem is, like, no other characters in Smash even tackle that idea, except maybe like Solid Snake. Like he's a very weapon oriented person, so that'd be kind of cool. Falco and Fox, like maybe they could do that as well. So I mean, I'm sure that they could figure out a way. There's always melee attacks that they could work out and invent for the game. Heck, they kind of even tuned a little bit of Overwatch's characters like Zarya and Tracer and now Lucio, they'll be tweaking to fit into Heroes of the Storm. So I do firmly believe that there is an option for them to be ported into another game and be twisted around and kind of worked a little bit to make them fit into another kind of genre. But that'll be it for me today, guys. Tell me what you thought. Tell me what you think about this idea of Overwatch coming to the Nintendo Switch. Leave comments down below. We really do appreciate your support. Go ahead and like if you did, like, dislike if you didn't. Heck, I don't care. We always love your feedback. Until next time, we'll see you online.